So React 19 is finally here, and let me tell you, it's about so much more than just a few new features. It's really about changing the way we think about state, performance, and the whole user experience. Today, we're going to break down the 4 biggest updates that you absolutely need to know about. All right, let's kick things off with a question that I'm pretty sure every single React developer has groaned about at some point. Are you just tired of that endless dance with useState just to handle a simple form? You know the drill. One state for loading, another for your data, maybe a third for the error. It gets messy really fast. Well, the good news is React 19 is here to tackle those exact frustrations head-on. It is packed with new tools that are designed to just get rid of all that boilerplate code, letting us focus on what really matters, building incredible, fast, and responsive user experiences. Okay, so first up on the list, forms. React 19 is bringing in some powerful new hooks that are going to make handling forms a whole lot smarter and, believe me, a whole lot simpler. Just look at this. On the left, that's the code we've all written a million times, right? A total tangle of useState calls for loading, for data, for errors. But on the right, that's the goal. React 19 wants to completely wipe out this kind of boilerplate with a much cleaner, centralized approach. And the magic behind this cleanup is a brand new hook, useActionState. It basically centralizes all your form's logic. It manages the pending status, the data, and the result of a form action all in one spot so you don't have to. This is a huge deal for things like server-side validation. It lets you pipe error messages from the server right back into your form with almost zero effort. It's a game changer. So what do you actually get from it? 3 incredibly useful things. You get the form's current state, the action function that you need to call, and a simple isPending Boolean. And that means no more manually setting is loading true and then is loading false. React just handles it all for you.
Okay, but what about this scenario? You've got a submit button, but it's buried deep inside your form, maybe like several components down. How does it know the form is busy submitting without you having to drill props all the way down? Well, that's where our next hook comes into play.
And that is exactly what useFormStatus is for. It's a hook you use inside a form component, and it just gives you access to the status of that parent form, like whether it's pending, without you having to manually pass props down the entire tree. It's such a huge win for writing clean, maintainable code. All right, moving on to our second big topic. This one is all about the user experience, all about making your app feel lightning fast. We're going to talk about a concept called optimistic updates. Just think about it for a second. How can you make your application feel instantaneous, even when a user's network connection is, well, not great? You can't actually speed up the internet, right? But what you can do is change how your UI behaves in the meantime. And the answer to that question is the new useOptimistic hook. This lets you apply a temporary state change to the UI immediately, basically assuming that the action is going to succeed. You're being optimistic. This makes the app feel incredibly snappy because the user gets instant feedback. So here's how it plays out. The user hits submit and boom, the UI updates instantly with the state you hope for. Then, while that's showing, the real request goes to the server. Once the server gives the thumbs up, that optimistic state just gets replaced by the real data. And if it fails, no problem. React just automatically reverts the change for you. It's totally seamless. Moving on to our third big topic, a really fundamental shift in how we can handle asynchronous operations and fetch data, all thanks to a simple new function. So, say hello to use. Now, hold on, be careful. It looks like a hook, it even has use in the name, but it is not a hook. It's a brand new API function in React that lets you read a value directly from a promise. And trust me, this is going to change how we work with async data. And this is where we kind of have to unlearn one of the core rules of React we've had drilled into us. Unlike hooks, you can call use inside of conditionals or loops or wherever. This flexibility to read a promise's value exactly when and where you need it, that's its superpower. And the reason this works is that use can actually suspend the component, telling React to just wait for the data before it continues rendering. This flexibility is everything. When you call use with a promise that hasn't resolved yet, it basically tells React, hey, hang on, pause rendering for a second, and show a suspense fallback. This lets you write data fetching code that looks synchronous, which makes your components so much cleaner and easier to reason about, especially when you start using things like React Server Components. And for our last feature, we're going to peek into the future a little bit.
This one's different. It isn't something you'll use directly, but it might just be the most impactful change of them all, the new React compiler.
Yep, you heard that right. React 19 is shipping with an experimental but super powerful new compiler. The best way to think of it is like a smart assistant that's analyzing your code and automatically adding performance optimizations without you even having to lift a finger. This quote really says it all. The goal here is to free us, the developers, from all that mental overhead of performance tuning. I mean, just imagine a future where you don't have to constantly ask yourself, should I wrap this in useMemo? Is this useCallback really necessary? The compiler is smart enough to see which parts of your UI are re-rendering unnecessarily, and it just automatically memoizes them for you. The result? Better performance by default and cleaner code, which lets you focus on building features, not on micro-optimizations. So let's pull back for a second. We've got new hooks for forms, optimistic updates, a new API for fetching data, and a compiler automating performance. What does it all add up to? Let's zoom out and look at the 3 big takeaways from all of this. Here are the key takeaways. First, state management, especially for anything async, is getting way simpler. Second, React is giving us these amazing built-in tools to create fantastic user experiences that just feel fast and responsive. And finally, performance is becoming more of an automated thing, freeing us up to solve bigger, more interesting problems. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. As frameworks like React get smarter and automate more of this complex, low-level work, what does that free us up to build? When the tool handles so much more of the how, what becomes the next frontier for developers? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me today.